Hey guys, Deathdealer here. Welcome back to another episode of AutoCraft. Today's going to be an interesting one because we're going to be working on a garden farm, which, let's be honest here, I haven't done one of these in a really long time, so it should be fun. And we're going to be working on various other projects, so make sure you stay tuned for all that stuff. Also, this episode was recorded live on Twitch, so head over to twitch.tv/DeathdealerYT and hit the follow button there so that you can get some sneak previews of upcoming episodes. But before we do that, let's go and gather all the materials we need. First of all, let's go and stop at Boss's base because he's offering me some obsidian. Alright, so we did some negotiating with Boss, and Boss and Alex were happy to provide the obsidian for this project. So we have 4 shulkers right here, and we're going to be paying 54 diamonds for them. So let's put the 54 diamonds in there. Let's not do that, that was a mistake. So let's put a sign here and say payment for obsidian, if I can spell it correctly. And then we'll just put from death. Put the diamonds in there like so, and then we can take our stock. There we go. I've already got all the other resources over at the actual area for this thing, so let's go and take a look at the total resource count. Alright, so as you can see, we have quite a lot of shulker boxes of different materials. We have white stained glass, soul sand, and sea lanterns, along with the shulkers of obsidian right here. So there we go, that's all the resources we're going to need for this project. Now what we're going to do is we're going to meet up with Splash right here. I know she's here, but we're going to actually go back to our ship to talk because, yeah, this project is going to be a little bit of a collaboration between us. So let's go and meet up with her.
So, Deathdealer, we wanted to work on a guardian farm.
Yes, like obviously we've got the Nether Hub project, we've got other stuff, and the fact that we can make lots of dark prismarine and sea lanterns, because I know you go through a lot of sea lanterns, like an insane amount.
This floor seems to indicate that, yes.
Yeah, just a bit.
Sam has made so much money off of me this season.
I know. Funnily enough, me and Rustic raided a temple like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, which I think would be perfect for this farm we're going to build today.
I heard we were talking about going to a farm really far away rather than using... because unfortunately there is a guardian temple pretty close by here. It's right there. Only downside is that means it's always going to be loaded, and that's going to cause more lag, and our server is not happy lately.
Yeah, like I know we originally planned on using this, but we'd have to AFK for like 200 hours to get all the stuff we needed. So yeah, I think doing a mega farm elsewhere would probably be best.
Yeah, probably.
Performance-wise, that is. Anyways,
I've gone ahead and made 18 sets of water breathing potions.
Oh, wow.
So and I have a whole bunch of invisibility potions. So we should actually be able to do this just fine. Since I think you said we weren't draining this temple, which, hallelujah, draining temples is just awful.
I know. But yeah, I've also took the liberty of making a conduit, which should speed up this process as well, because obviously we're going to need to tear down the temple as we build this farm, but it shouldn't be all that bad. So I guess we should maybe turn on hyperspeed build mode.
Sounds good.
Let's go. Alright guys, so we got the Guardian farm completed. You can see it over there. It uses the entire bounding box of the ocean monument. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse of us tearing us down. It only took about 45 minutes to bring that thing all the way down to just the little stands at the bottom. Me and Splash were working on it during the stream. And yeah, it was fairly quick. We set up a conduit, we set up a hasted beacon, and we just got to work fairly quickly. Splash was also kind enough to bring over some invisibility potions, so that sped up process quite a bit. Sadly, she did die once during that, but we were able to get all the stuff back, so all was good. Now, let's take a look at this farm in a little bit closer detail. So this is the, what do you call it, the Guardian farm, or it is a Guardian farm by Nembon with a few slight modifications. This was designed when 1.13 came out, so it's been out for quite a while. It changed a little bit with like later updates and stuff, but as it stands right now, we produce on a good day about 360,000 items per hour, but theoretically we can get as high as 1.2 million, which is really awesome. Right now we don't have a storage system for it, we're going to be doing that next. I just wanted to show you this farm whilst we had it in its current form. So what happens is the Guardians spawn in these bubble columns, because Guardians can spawn in bubble columns. They instantly go up and then over into the portals. Sometimes they get stuck, but when you've got lots of Guardians moving through the system, these guys get pushed around and eventually go into the portals, which is quite nice. On the other side of the, what do you call it, of this portal is a kill system, which we'll be taking a look at in just a moment. Over here, we have the output. So basically what happens is the Guardians go into the nether, so they free up the mob cap in the overworld, which means more Guardians can spawn. They die in the nether and then the items come out through this portal right here. Now, we're going to need to use water streams and stuff to handle these, because there's going to be a lot of items getting, you know, come through this system every hour, so we're going to need to have a quite beefy storage system. But why don't we just pop on through this portal right here, and we should be able to take a look at the kill system. There we go. So this portal is right down at bedrock, right here. You can see some items bouncing through right now. And if we go up here, I used to have the portal up here, but it was encountering problems where it kept on linking with the wrong portals in the overworld. If we keep on going up here, you can see the kill system right here. So the Guardians come through this portal right here. If we remove these blocks, it might be a little bit faster, but that isn't really necessary. They then fall down this tunnel, and then they die to fall damage. Then the items are basically shuffled around until they end up in this 1x1 area, where they fall down and then end up going through the portal. This sometimes happens with items, but when you're running this thing, this isn't really an issue, because other items fall down and then trigger this entire system. But yeah, all in all, this was a really fun farm to build. And you know what? I think I might end up doing another one when Season 2 comes around. So next up, what we need to do is we need to focus on the storage system for this thing. I've done some rough calculations. Let me pull up my notepad document. There we go. So let's see. We're going to have a storage system that will be able to handle about 3 hours of AFK in this farm. Also, I'm going to put my character back over here because that's where we're standing. So yeah, we're going to have a storage system that can handle 3 hours of AFKing. Based on the amount of resources we get coming through, the 360,000 items per hour, we're going to need, let's see, 15 filters for shards, 6 filters for cod, 6 filters for crystals, and then you multiply that by 3, and then that'll give you a, what do you call it, a 3 hour period worth of stuff. No, that's not actually correct, now that I think about it. But yeah, no, we're going to have a massive chest wall and stuff. We're going to need approximately 1,134 chests and 567 hoppers. I do have a bunch of shulkers of spruce log right here, and obviously we can go back to base to get all the iron we need for this thing. And what I'm probably going to do as well is I'm probably going to keep this storage system underwater, because yeah, I really don't want to be handling like lots of like item elevators and stuff, because that's boring, and we, you know what, it will save us a lot of work. So let's get started with this project. Alright guys, so we got the main storage for this thing finished, and it is quite large, as you can see. In fact, we've got some items moving through the system right now, so let's see how adequate this system is for storage. And based on the way things are looking, everything is looking good. So we've got the water coming from down at that portal down there, so let's go and take a look at the system. So the way the items come out, sometimes they like to splat everywhere, so we just use the full 4 wide of the portal, and then we're pushing them into a water stream, takes them into one of these item elevators. The good thing about that as well is it bunches items together so that they cause less lag. They then come up here and then go through this system, so it's just a bunch of standard item filters. There's like 45 on this side, and then there's like 36 on that side there, and that should collect all the resources as they come in. Now, we've also set up an overflow for when this system fills up. Hopefully it never does, but in the event that it does, all the items will be burnt right here. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be doing a 1 hour AFK session, because I want to see how much of an effect this has on server performance. I won't know for sure unless other people are online. But yeah, let's go for an hour AFK session, and we'll see how many resources we can get from this thing. Alright, so we've wrapped up our AFK session and I've spent quite a lot of time crafting stuff. I don't know exactly how long, I never timed it because I took a break. But in that 1 hour of AFKing, we got 10.5 shulker boxes of sea lanterns. I'm not really a fan of the other prismarine stuff other than dark prismarine, but that would tie into like a weather rose farm or something like that, so we're not going to include that in any of our metrics because I haven't actually crafted any. But yeah, in terms of pure sea lanterns, 10.5 shulker boxes per hour. That's mad. As you can see here, I've got an extra row of chests because I filled this line of chests almost all the way to the top. As I'm currently running low on shulker boxes, well, I've got lots of empty shulker boxes, they're just in use in lots of different shulker loaders and things. I've had to resort to just using chests, but yeah, 10.5 shulker boxes in an hour. That's really not that bad. And I've been doing some performance tests as well, and in terms of the performance impact this farm has in the server, it's quite small. The iron farm I have back at my industrial area, like not the 25,000 amp per hour one, the other one, it causes more server lag than what this farm does. So all in all, I'd say this is a very successful project. And the best thing about it is while I was crafting all this stuff up, the farm was still running at full speed, which is even better. Alright, so we're over on their base right now because I've noticed something. When this area is loaded, the server likes to, lag a little bit. And I want to try and rectify that. And by rectify I mean tear down the iron farm behind me. That is because recently, if you've been watching the series, we built a super duper mega iron farm that produces 25,000 iron ingots per hour, which is awesome. But when you've got a farm like this, here it's just, there's not really any point in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this thing down. We've got a storage system here that's full of iron. This storage system is going to remain here until it's completely empty. So Splash, Rustic, feel free to take all of the iron you need, and Lego, if you're watching this, I know you've been taking some of the poppies, feel free to take as many of those as you need as well, until this thing is empty. But yeah, without further ado, let's get this thing tore down. Alright, so there we have it folks, the old iron farm is gone. It's funny because it actually took a lot longer to tear down this iron farm than it did to tear down the ocean monument. That's probably due to the fact that we're using glass and there's no way to instant break glass. So that's why towards the end, let's just say the farm itself disappeared fairly quickly because I started using TNT. I had to do some repairs to the terrain over there when we're done, but you know what? I'm happy it's gone, it's out of the way and we're causing slightly less lag when we're over here, which is quite nice. We are still causing lag in the forms of villagers and stuff. Obviously we've got all those villagers over in the quartz trading area, and then we have them in my trading hall down there. I need to see what Splash is doing with the trading area in her ship, because I've got a feeling she's going to be doing a quartz trader over there, so I need to speak to her about that before I address that stuff there. And I will probably see, no, those villagers over on that crop farm, it should be fine. But yeah, no, there's still a few different things around here I need to optimise, like the shulker loader down there. There's a ton of hoppers and stuff like that we could technically remove, and lots of other different things like that. But you know, in other news, what I managed to do is I actually managed to fix the brewing system. It's a shame I couldn't record it, but I was doing it like super late at night, so yeah, I just went and did it there. But as you can see, we have a bunch of invisibility potions in here because I did a test. But yeah, no, so as you can see, there's a sign right here, don't touch anything, sensitive equipment. The reason the sign is here is because I discovered something inside this thing. So let's go and take a look inside. So first of all, I forgot to place a block. I think it was right here, yeah? So when this observer got powered, it wouldn't send any redstone signal down this line, which was kind of bad. So we fixed that, and then I did some more tests and I discovered we're still experiencing some issues. Then what I had to do was I kept on removing the items from the, brewing stands, kept on running tests, kept on finding issues. I then replaced the items in the dropper systems down here and made them exactly identical to what was in the world download for this thing, even though it shouldn't have really had an impact on anything, and it didn't. And then I discovered what was wrong with this system. So someone had been playing with the control panel out the front and pressing buttons, and what happened was we had a ton of basically the ingredients we use for brewing in these dispensed droppers here. But yeah, I've got the occasional golden carrot in here, but that's fine. There is a slight issue with this thing. It should be fine right now, but I just need to periodically come around and make sure that that isn't really a problem. But yeah, no, that's how this thing got backed up and stopped working, which is quite annoying. I just need to keep on top of this thing, make sure no one else uses it apart from myself, and then if anything goes wrong, I know exactly what's happened. This also means that in the future we can actually build a potion shop. I've been wanting to do a potion shop for quite a while, and now that we've got our potion production system up and running, we can actually do it. Obviously, if we do a potion shop, we will need to brew the 1.13 and above potions manually, because this thing doesn't support them. But next season I'm going to be rebuilding this system, and I'll be making sure to include those 1.13 and above potions in said design. Alright, so we're over in the shopping district again, because we've made some diamonds in both our villager shop and our beacon shop, so let's collect all of those. We have payment in here for a villager breeder I haven't constructed yet, so that payment is going to stay until that thing is built. We have some diamonds in here from the villagers we got for Top Tower. Let me just check these other chests. No one ever orders these things, so that's fine. But the big money maker for me is the beacon shop right here, and since we got the Willow Skeleton farm up and running again, it means we can restock. So let's see what our diamonds are currently looking like. Alright, not bad, not bad. That's quite good. And oh boy, oh boy, would you look at that. That is awesome. That is 64 diamonds plus 10. That is really good. So let's see, let's split that up 4 ways. And then we can't really split it up 4 ways, so let's just do that. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take these over to the Captains of Industry meeting place, and we're going to distribute these among the chests. And we're also going to collect the diamonds we've made over there. Oh, and another thing, we're probably going to restock this thing as well. Alright, so let's see. So there's my diamonds in there. Oh, we've got quite a few diamonds waiting there for me. And these ink sacks are, I think, Rustic got these for me for the, the perimeter project in the nether. Because yeah, that is a fairly big project and I need a lot of black dye. But since we have the Wither Rose farm back up and running now, it should be fine. Okay, wow, we've actually made quite a few diamonds. Let me just sort this stuff so that it's easy to count. Wow, that is quite a lot. We'll put in Splash's supply, and we'll put in the supply right here. In fact, let's craft these guys into diamond blocks so that we can add it to the pile. I do think we should actually make a diamond pile, but we should wait until we get our headquarters up and running for that. But there you go, that's 43 diamonds in our stockpile right there, and let's go and collect our own diamonds. Oh, that's awesome. That is perfect. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head on over to the Willow Skeleton farm and grab all the skulls and stuff we need. I have some soul sand lying about my base, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and fight the Wither a bunch of times in order to restock the beacon shop. And with that done, the beacon shop has been fully restocked with skulls and beacons. So folks, if you guys need any beacons, come on over here, we're fully stocked, and give me all of your diamonds. I will be making a faster system for farming withers, well not farming withers, but for killing withers fairly soon. Up until now, most of us have been using the bedrock below the end portal to trap the wither and kill it super easily, but I think we can do something a little bit quicker, and not only that, we can do it on site in the nether, at the nether perimeter, where we actually farm the Wither Skeleton skulls, which is quite nice. So yeah, that is a future project right there. Now, I've also took the liberty of messaging Westside Iron, since he's the one who ordered the other villager breeder, so we should have that coming up in an upcoming episode as well. But this episode has been quite fun. Obviously, we recorded a lot of it on Twitch, so remember heading over to twitch.tv/DeathDealerYT and follow me right there. There's a link to it in the description and in the pinned comment, because I do stream over there quite a lot. In fact, the day of release for this video, I'll be streaming about an hour after this video releases, so make sure you go and check it out. And if everything goes according to plan, we should be getting an affiliate after this stream as well, which is really cool. In terms of next episode, I think I'm going to try and do some work over at the new base area. I want to get the storage system. The storage system that's going to hold all of the building blocks and stuff. I want to get that put in place, along with maybe doing a little bit of planning in a creative world, because this is going to be a very large and long-term project. And not only that, like just the amount of resources that are required. It's mostly going to be a mix of concrete, wool, and terracotta, which is going to be fun. So we're going to be, let's just say, buying a lot of clumsy stock in the near future, along with farming our own stuff. In order to do that project, I am probably going to set up my own peglin trading area, get the gold farm fixed as well, so that I can get gravel, because let's just say I already need 50 shulker boxes of gravel for the nether perimeter, and I'm probably going to try and collect another 50 shulker boxes for the actual base area, because I'm going to be making heavy use of that stuff, along with sand and other things. But yeah, that is plans for the future of the server up until the the end of the season, which we did recently have a meeting, just lightly discussing Season 2 and stuff like that. But obviously, since 1.17 is still a fair distance away, we have a lot of time left before we need to deal with that. Also, let me know your opinions on the 1.17 update in the comments. What do you think about the extended build height in the caves and stuff like that? Personally, I quite like the idea of them, and I'm really looking forward to building in them in Season 2. I'd like to thank you all for watching this episode of AutoCraft so far. Make sure you go and watch everyone else on the server. On the left hand screen right now, there are 2 videos, one that YouTube wants you to watch and one that I think you should watch. Make sure you go and watch them, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully you will enjoy the videos.